Hello everybody, my name is Daniel Richardson and I'm the WCPW review guy, and I want to apologize right now. I don't know what the sound quality is going to be like on this thing. I got my fans running and the windows open, so I'm not going to lie, I'm a cheap ass. Like literally when fall time rolls around, I don't care if it's still hot or not, I turn the air off. I just do. However, it's still fucking hot, and I refuse to break down and turn the air on, so I got the fans running right now. Now last week was the same situation, and I went to like close it up, take the fans out of the windows, and I was sweating. And not just like a regular fat guy sweat, like it was like, Jesus Christ, I'm sweltering inside this cheap suit. So I was like, you know what, make a decision today, leaving the fans on, let them run. So I apologize in advance that the sound quality is horrible. I will try to talk loud enough to overcome the fans, and not like, you know, people who love me fans, but the actual mechanical fans. You can't hear the fans that love me because, well, there is none. Anyway, so let's get into it, shall we? This is the WCPW Loaded episode. Without the episodes, we're doing it. It's dated September 21st. That's it. And yeah, let's get into it. Of course, we are joined by Bradshaw and Kennedy again, our awesome team. Gotta say, loving these guys more and more. Like, I know I keep saying that every week, but it's true. Shane and Bradshaw's a tough team to beat, but goddamn it, I'll tell you right now, Bradshaw and Kennedy are right there underneath it. Like, it really is. I don't know. I think Kennedy's done a great job, and he's got so much of his own personality thrown in there. I think it's ground. I love the guy. I really do. So let's just get into it, shall we? We kick things off with Bad Bones versus Prince Amin. Of course, last week Bad Bones shattered Amin's ribs, and they healed. Probably didn't shatter him, I guess, but still injured him, hurt him pretty bad. So yeah, Amin's looking for a little bit of revenge here, and so kick things off. Before the bell even gets started, Bad Bones just runs and spears him. I'm like, son of a bitch. This probably won't be a squash match, will it? So yeah, Bad Bones just beats the shit out of him. Like, it's brutal. It's almost like you're watching a mugging him process, and you're just like, I would step in and try to help, but I don't want to get mugged myself. And that's what happens here. Bad Bones takes him to Suplex City, which I thought Amin was going to get out on that third one, but no, he didn't get out on the third one. Amin does mount a little bit of an offense and goes for the whole new world up top rope, but Bad Bones throws his ass off of it and then hits him with a double arm DDT. 1, 2, 3. Squash match won by Bad Bones. And I was like, alrighty. Doesn't make Amin look any better at all, but you know, it is what it is. So Bad Bones wins. Moving on to the next match, Jurgen Lowen, which I'm going to refer to as the Young Lions from here on out, go up against Moss and Slater. And yeah, really good back and forth tag match here, with both teams showing that they're really, you know, on top of their game. Like, and of course Bradshaw mentioned it throughout the, you know, broadcast, is how great the tag team work between Moss and Slater was, especially considering that they've, you know, Moss has been injured, and it seems like every time they get going, they get, you know, it's a kind of start-stop kind of process together ever since, you know, they had the tag champions, or tag championship, sorry. And yeah, but no, really good stuff. I really like the fact that, you know, like Slater would throw on like some kind of like a, you know, wear down hold, but he'd bring him back to the corner so that Moss can tag him. And same thing with the Young Lions there. Every time the Young Lions would be out there, you know, battling it out, same thing. I mean, they were showing really good fluid tag team action right there, so I thought that was really great. I will say this right off the bat, and I guess it was kind of a sign of things to come, but the look on Slater's face, like, rewatch the video, and it's only like the first 30 seconds, so yeah, like, I gotta watch the whole match. No, when Slater first comes out there, you can just see it on his face, he's not happy, and I noticed that, and I was like, I wonder, like, are they, because I know in other companies, I don't know what company, I think maybe ICW, I don't know, but I know in another company, like, Johnny Moss is already retired, and so I was like, well, I'm sure at some point now, he's gonna be hanging it up over here as well. And I was like, I wonder how they're going to do the split here. And sure enough, I seen him come out there. Because once again, they've been on a pretty bad losing streak lately. Like, Moss and Slater are not the same tag team they were, you know, pre-tag title run. So, I noticed that was on Slater's face. I was like, I wonder if that's going to play later on. We'll have to wait and see, I guess. One of my little favorite moments here, and it wasn't even like a major move, it just looked really cool to me, was when they throw Slater into the corner. And I don't know which line was which, but you had one on the apron and then one in the front. The one in the front runs, hits a running drop kick, and then of course the guy on the apron does the same thing. Like, drop kick stereo into the face. This is great. This is great. I loved it. And he goes right down. One awesome moment too, and I wrote this one down because I was like, this one, like I remember this one, was Moss picks up one, I think it was Lucky Kid, and they go for like a fall away slam, but instead of like taking the bump back with it, he just like launches him over. And I'm like, dude, that is the coolest thing ever. Like, I want to see Henry do that. Like, seriously, because like to me, I'm like, you know, fall away slam in real life. Like, let's kayfabe away from it. In the real world, you do a fall away slam, you're hurting yourself. Like, if I get in a street fight with somebody and I go for a fall away slam, I'm falling back, I'm hitting my head on the concrete, and of course the other guy's gonna get launched too, probably get more damage, but I'm still hurting myself. Dude, this like throwaway slam, dude, that's just brutal. Like, that just, I don't know, that looked awesome. Anyways, so we're getting close to the end of the match. Moss is in there just cleaning house, but he goes for like a double clothesline and he hurts his arm again. You see all the little tape on it and everything, so you know it's injured. And of course he's like, oh no, and of course everybody's like, oh no, is he down? He goes to tag out to Slater, and of course Slater, instead of just going for the attack, is just, and he don't even look like he's asking me what's wrong. It's like he's almost like getting mad at me, like, what, you for real? Like, again you're down? And of course, whenever he turns around, they throw him in some kind of like German suplex chop combo. Kind of remind me of the Orient Express back in WWF. They used to do that kind of same finisher. Sometimes with a chop, sometimes with a super kick, but either way, same kind of thing. And yeah, the Young Lions win, which was huge. I was like, wow, I was not expecting that. Like, this team surprises me every time. This is 2 wins, and each time it has involved Moss and Slater. And I was like, that's pretty impressive, right? Like, they're moving up there now. I really like it. So yeah, anyways, so Young Lions win, and of course Slater stays in the ring with Moss, and of course pulls out the microphone. He's just like, listen, I can just tell you just don't care that much anymore. Like, seriously, it's in your eyes, it's on your face. You just don't even care anymore. And of course, as he's kind of running, he just kind of like saying like your heart's not in it anymore, and I think for your safety, because you've been getting injured a lot lately, it's time for you just to pack it up. And of course, Johnny Moss just like slaps a taste right out of his mouth, which I love. I was like, yes. And of course, Slater's like, yes, that's the intensity I want to see right there. That's the guy. He goes, so I got a challenge for you. Set up a match. I refuse to lose, but we're not going to be partners. We're going to be facing each other. And of course, Moss is kind of shaking his head, no, he ain't going to do it. And then Slater just bitch slaps him back, and I was like, oh! And of course, Moss is like, you got your match. And I'm like, yep, there it is. So, I refuse to lose. It's going to be Moss versus Slater instead of Moss and Slater. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to that match right there. 1 second. Yep, there it is. So, yeah, looking forward to that match right there. So up next, Gracie's out there, and of course he's, wanting everybody to sing his praises, and then out comes Martin Kirby. And of course, this feud's still been going on for about a little over a month now. A lot of back and forth with these guys, a lot of history here just built up recently, and next week they're going to have a big 6-man tag match. It's Gracie's team versus Kirby's team. And so during this, back and forth interplay between the two, Kirby drops it like, you know what? How about we make it a little interesting next week? The winning team gets to pick the stipulations for all the matches that for all their matches at Refuse to Lose. And I can already kind of figure out the teams probably. I'm pretty it's gonna be it's gonna be Bad Bones for sure on Gracie's team, and I'm kind of blanking on who the next guy could be, so I can almost see maybe they get some help from Prestige, maybe, or maybe someone new coming in. I don't know, but I'm sure it's going to be a Mean and Kid on Kirby's team, because they're still kind of, even though Bones just squashes shit out of a Mean, he's still there. He's still there. He's you don't just shake that shit off, even though you get squashed 2 weeks in a row. So yeah, I can see that, and who knows? This may be where we start seeing the Kid and Mean turn on each other. But either way, as they're doing this in the ring, out comes Jack the Jobber, and I gotta say it was really weird seeing him out there. Like, we all know that this loaded and next week's loaded were taped before the Cult of Five walked out or left or whatever the situation was. But it's like this is your last appearance on WCPW, or your second to last if they happen to show up next week. So it is this kind of a weird kind of, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I'm just like, this is kind of an odd thing right here. But anyways, he comes out, and of course they drew up the contract on the back of the arena's Wi-Fi password, and then of course, sure enough, they both sign it. And then after Gracie leaves, he asked for the microphone again because they only have one microphone, so Jobber takes it up to him, and of course Gracie turns around, this like karate kicks Jobber right in the gut, takes him down. And Kirby doesn't even go out there and check on Jack, which I mean, I guess it's not really against character because remember Kirby's been like, he was an asshole before he became a face, and you gotta think he's probably still a bit of an asshole. He doesn't really care about Jack, so it's like, But I just thought that was odd. You just feel like any good guy would be like, oh no, you hit an innocent guy and run out there and try to save the guy. But I mean, it is Jack, so I'd probably walk by him. So anyways, but yeah, so set up a big 6-man tag match next week, and yeah. Can't wait to see what the stipulation is going to be there, or whenever they win, what their stipulation is going to be for Refuse to Lose. So, next match, it's the Prestige members, Joe Hendry and El Ligero go up against South Coast Connection, the SCC. And I gotta say right now, it was refreshing that we got 2 tag matches tonight, and they did not include the tag champions. Like, that's how you build a tag division. As simple as that. It's as simple as that. You just feature tag matches with their champions. So you show that there's other shit going on besides the tag title, And they do have the women's division. That's all they gotta do. Have your main girl have a feud or whatever, and then start setting up other matches on the way up to that. Boom! Tag or women's division right there. It's just that simple. So anyways, Prestige versus the SCC. And yeah, this was another just really good back and forth. I liked it that the Prestige was like really dominant power-wise, including Ligero. Like Hendry, obviously, he's more powerhouse. He's a heavyweight, but like Ligero was even kind of playing the heavyweight game a little bit, like doing more power moves, more just straight up clotheslines, knockdown. Like he wasn't doing the flippy shit that you would expect him to do. But SEC kind of took up those reins, and they became the flippy shit people, and they were doing a lot of that stuff. So it's just really interesting to see that that kind of interplay between the two. Of course, the other members of the Prestige were suspended, and so they're no longer out there, so they can't interfere. But of course, they keep Joe Hendry in there because if you suspend him up until Refuse to Lose, you're giving him like 2 weeks off or whatever. So Blampier was like, nah, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. So there we are right there. So yeah, really good, like I said, back and forth action. I love the tag team. I mean, I've said this since the beginning when the SEC first took on the Swords of Essex way back when, that I really love the tag team chemistry of the SEC. I thought they were just really good. The moves they did was really great, and you can see that here. At one point, though, the lights go out, and then when they come back on, Will Ospreay appears on the apron. Of course, Ligero goes charging after him. Of course, he just kind of cartwheels out of the way. Ligero spills out on the floor. And then, of course, when Hendry goes for Ospreay, he gets rolled up. I believe it was Kelly 6. 1, 2, 3. The SCC pick up a huge win. And not only that, but they pinned the world champion. Like, boom. Like, when the champion of the company gets pinned, you got to think, wow. If I'm Kelly 6, I'm thinking, I want a title shot. I proved I could beat the guy. Sort of. We all know it was an interference thing, but whatever. Fuck that. So anyways, but yeah, SCC wins. So yeah, really build up that storyline now. It's still, they're adding more fuel to the fire for Ospreay versus Hendry. And I gotta say, this feud I really am looking forward to now. Like, I really love the fact that they are taking so much time and, building this up. It's not just kind of slapped together. A lot of, I love Drew Galloway when he was WCPW champion, but like a lot of his matches just felt like they were just kind of thrown together, like, now he's going to be facing this guy. And then they'd be beating me like, oh, he's fighting this guy next. And just like, there was no real build with his matches. It was just, I'm the champion, I'm going to fight her by it, which is fine. But it's like, here, I'm actually looking forward to, like, this is like the first, since, Kirby, this is the first match with Hendry as champion that I'm actually looking forward to. Like, I'm like, yes, I want to see Ospreay beat the shit out and take the title. I don't think he will, but I want to see that. So, I don't know, I'm really excited about this main event coming up at Refuse to Lose. So yeah, anyways, SEC picked up a big win. Like I said, 2 tag matches, and 2 great teams. I want to see the Young Lions go up against the SEC. Winner takes on tag champions down the road. Like, that's how you make a division. I want to see that. So, up next, my match of the night, the main event, is the internet title match, Zack Sabre Jr. versus Gabriel Kidd. And this was probably my match also that I love the commentary the most. Just the exchanges between Bradshaw and Kennedy. Like, at one point, Kennedy's like, Kidd winning the title's a fluke. And he's like, yeah, and Bradshaw just like, what fluke means, right? Like, seriously, like, he maybe you can say that about the first victory, but, he did go on to defend the title every night, and every night you're saying it's a fluke, and like Kennedy's just like, I don't have to explain what fluke means to you. It was hilarious. I loved it. Anyway, so Kidd and Sabre, man, really back and forth here. And I know this because once again, And I was in that group initially. Whenever Kid's in a match, he always adopts their fighting style, and they've always kind of announced, or they always kind of, spoke on that, like, well, he really shouldn't be, trying to match technical wits with Zack Sabre, or he shouldn't be trying to match, strong style with Joe Coffey, whatever the case may be. But it has always kind of worked for him in the past, and I feel like that's kind of almost like his fighting style. Is he's a chameleon. He can just kind of adapt to whatever you're doing, and I feel like here they kept kind of going back, like, you really shouldn't do that. I'm like, well, he's done it before and it worked for him. Like, once again, I'm not saying he has to get a, because he hasn't. He's never just got like a straight up squash victory yet. It's always like he is even if he does hit like a finisher, it is like it's always back and forth, back and forth. So it's like all he has to do is get the win, and that's all that matters, So it just seemed like, I don't know, that's his strategy and it works. So I don't know, they did really good here. Of course, Kid's ribs are taped up because of the nunchuck attack from Gracie last week. So yeah, he's out there with those. Sabre kind of stays away from it initially, but then toward the end he's just like, fuck it, kicking those ribs, busting those ribs up. The end of the match comes. Zack Sabre throws it into like this octopus hole, and of course he falls back with it, and there's nowhere for Kid to go, and then of course he starts elbowing the ribs. Kid submits. New internet champion Zack Sabre Jr. And I gotta say, now don't get me wrong, match tonight, it was a really good match, but the ending, and I probably would have been the other way anyway, so I mean, I wouldn't have been happy either way. I'm not saying I'm not happy, but I was like of two minds with this finish, because I'm thinking, one, yes, I'm glad Zack Sabre, because I've been saying that forever, like I want to see Zack Sabre have that internet title match, or have the internet title. When he challenged him the first time back in the day, when the title was first on the line with him, I was like, I want Zack Sabre to win. Like, Kid had his moment, great, give it to Zack Sabre. And he didn't, and I was like, alright, whatever. He'll win the World Cup, and he didn't, and I was like, shit, like, throw the guy a fucking bone. So I'm happy that Zack Sabre has a title, finally. Like at WCPW, I know he has titles everywhere else, but here in the company that matters, he has a title. But the other part of me was like, dude, like, Kid was just starting to click. Like, regardless of how they're portraying him, it's always about how you perceive him. And even when he was racking up wins, I feel like it wasn't quite as believable. You're just kind of like, well, clearly they're just pushing him. This is the first time I saw him in a match where I'm like, no, dude, he's winning. Like, this kid, I'm no longer seeing him as that underdog champion or that underdog fighter anymore. Like, he's legitimately like a champion in this match. Like, he looked excellent in this match. And he loses. I was like, man, like, this is like the first time I'm actually kind of like, yes, kids are internet champion, and it's not just because he can pull out a small package from out of nowhere. No, he's a competent competitor. And so it was just like I said, and I'm sure if it would have went the other way, I would have been upset that Zack Sabre didn't win the title. So once again, just me being how I am, I'm just kind of like, am I happy? I don't know. I'm curious to see what they do with Kid after this, but like I said, Kid in this match, he looked legit. And like I said, I was just kind of like, and even this match is going, even though I'm a Zack Sabre fan, I was like, I want Kid to win. Like at one point I was like, you know what, if Kid pulls out, he did that running boot. And I was like, that's it, that's his finisher. And of course when Sabre kicked out, I was like, fuck. And I was like, well, he ain't gonna win. I just knew every day, like, oh, Sabre's gonna get the title. And I was like, I kind of want to see Kid go on. But it is what it is. It's a really good match either way, so there you have it. So that's it, guys. That was loaded. Overall it was good. Like I said, it's this kind of, it's a bittersweet moment right now, because I think I'm like everybody else. Hopefully everybody's like this, where we're just kind of waiting to see what that transition from next week's loaded to the pay-per-view is going to be like. I'm wondering, what the writing style is going to be like. If they're going to continue those storylines on. Like, I'm just curious what it's going, what that's going to be like. And I'm hopeful. That's the thing. I think, and I'm hoping a lot of people are like this, where we're going to give it a chance. You got to give it a chance. You can't just be like, I'm not watching anymore. You can't do that. You got to kind of, see where. Because once again, yes, it was these 5 that we all love gone, but it's like we still love everybody else that was a part of the group anyways. I still love the wrestlers, the people who are back there. You got James Dixon, you got Simon Miller. I'm not sure if he's actually a part of the right staff or not, but still some people we like, that left behind. We still got to show our support for those guys. This is just as tough for them, So I don't know. It is, like I said, it's a weird moment, but I'm glad that so far at least. And I mean, you can chalk it up to like, hey, this was the old school. Before they left, they got these episodes done, so maybe that's why they're so good. The wrestling's still good so far. So like I said, I'm really just curious to see what happens once that official transition takes place and we go to Refuse to Lose. And I'm sure Refuse to Lose will be pretty good, because once again, all those feuds were set up with the old guard. So I'm curious to see, you know, where we go from there. But either way, like I said, this episode of Loaded's really good. Let me know what you guys thought of Loaded in the comment section down below. And yeah, tune in here in a little bit. I'll have the top 10 up. It's always fun. And that's all I got, guys. You know, share and subscribe if you haven't already. Show this video that thumb of love. The thumb is behind the microphone. Just believe it's up. Just gotta believe. And yeah, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook's all down below. Hit me up there. That's all I got, guys. I can't say it enough. Thank you for watching. Until next time.